Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Hollow Justice. I am not sure why I ran into mic issues in the last one, because I did a mic check, it wasn't a problem until I started recording, so I don't know what's going on. Hopefully it'll be okay now for this going around, so we'll see you then. Anyway, continue on with this trial where Clavier seems to be having the upper hand. You jerk! Just what was I in here for? Comic relief? Yeah, apologize! Oh, sorry. That's no way to apologize. They're trucy now. Look out.
If we can please end the bickering now.
Whatever, I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solve this case if it kills me.
But your testimony has already given us enough to convict the defendant.
Say that. Aha. Aha what? It's bloodstain. The criminal tried to wipe it off, right? That seems to be what happened, yes. We might be able to find out what was really written here. Really? You can do that? That's right, with this. It's called luminol. Maybe you know of it. It's a chemical that reacts to blood.
Yes. Have we done those tests yet?
Huh, as if I'm going to tell you.
The bloodstains cover the section of the carpet. In order to perform blood tests, that section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in court now.
Right, go for it, Apollo. Huh? I have to do the test? You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple. A chemical that reacts to blood. I've heard of this somewhere.
Maybe from Rise from the Ashes. Yes, I believe an analysis is called for. How about it? Sure thing.
Right, ready? It's easy as pie. Just touch the screen to spray an area. Here, give it a try. Eyes of the entire court are focused on me. Apollo, your hand's shaking. Let's do this.
Didn't know how to push it again.
Wow, it really works. This must be the power of science. It says IPXX 314206. Is that the killer's name?
Maybe it is, if the killer was a robot.
Aha, I have it. So, what is it?
I thought those letters IPXX looked familiar. ID number.
Interpol? You mean the International Police Agency?
Yes, most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. Why would he write that number?
Why would Mr. Lotus even know a number like that?
No, Fraulein Detective, rock on.
Eh?
Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, are you there? Come up to the witness stand. What up, boy? Darian, you heard what we need. Go check into this interval ID number.
Sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. No, give me 27.
What a pal! I'm not sure what to think of all this. The prosecution's case is alright, or so it seems. Yet if this number is really what an Interpol agent.
Oh, wait, I know. What if Mahi Tabai is really an undercover Interpol agent?
That would be a possibility. A possibility, yes. And one that would mark him as the killer for certain.
Why did Mr. Lotus know an Interpol ID number? That's what I want to know.
Well, we have some time while we await Darian's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? Curious mystery concerning Machi Tabae.
What are you talking about?
Fraulein Detective, please accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could, in fact, see just before the trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you.
You had me until that last bit.
Does this not raise a rather straightforward question?
Sure. Why did Machi pretend he couldn't see?
Exactly. It makes little sense. What do you think, Herr Forehead?
Huh? Me?
Machi Tabai pretended he was blind. Why?
No. Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he? From the start of the trial, he's been leading us the whole time.
Something wrong? Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game? Know that the moment I heard that report, I knew why. I suppose people who have sold over millions of records really are something else.
What does that have to do with anything?
There was a reason why Machi Tabai pretended to be blind, but it wasn't for his own sake. Get now.
Wasn't for himself?
Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness? Show evidence. I think I do.
Mahi had no reason to pretend he couldn't see. Couldn't be.
Good show, Herr Forehead. It thought of something.
I figure these things out on my own. I hate having to take my cues from this guy. Very well, look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see.
Look at this postcard. That is Lamiroir?
Lamiroir and Machi Tabaye. Recall their relationship. In particular, their unique arrangement over the years before visiting our country. Lamiroir and her pianist would always walk together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. Walk all the way over there with him. Right, because he was blind. She led him at all times, never letting him go.
All times?
Yet, we have just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Machi could see. Why did they have to keep up this act the whole time?
Well, wasn't it part of their, performance?
There's a simpler explanation. Machi did not need to be led by the hand at all. That can only mean one thing. Oh! Really? Really, it was all the other way around. The one who needed to be led by the hand was Lamiroir.
I completely forgot this was the case. It's been so long since I played this, and I was like, oh wait, no, their roles were switched. What's this? So you mean to say that Lamiroir she's...
Yes, Your Honor. Lamiroir is blind. What?
That's a good act trying to not to show that she's blind. Order! This is crazy. Prosecutor Gavin. Is it now? Please shed some sanity on this madness. The defense has made an outrageous claim. The only thing outrageous I see about the defense is his vast forehead. Yet I see it is not vast in vain, this time. You're quite correct. But that makes no sense!
Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in sound or something?
Well, since we have her here, why not ask Lamiroir herself? I believe she is still in the witness waiting room.
Apollo, what does this mean for our case? Don't ask me. I had no idea she couldn't see. I didn't even imagine it until now.
Bailiff, bring in Lamiroir! Lamiroir, it pains me deeply to call you before us again in this way, and that I must.
Please, do not be concerned on my behalf.
Sorry!
Eyes. She really can't see?
It is true. How funny it is that a tiny lie born in the Bohemian countryside would one day grow to entangle the entire world.
So you are...
Yes, as I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time before I became Lamiroir. Know too that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for Lamiroir.
I see. You may recall me saying something toward the beginning of this trial, Herr Forehead.
What's that?
I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witness.
Ah.
Now, Lamiroir, I must ask you to stand once more. Testify to the court about your eyes.
Of course. It was never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor?
Yes. Yes, of course. Though I admit I'm a little lost here.
We're all a bit lost here, Your Honor.
I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So, silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others.
But this is a murder trial.
I apologize. It was part of my contract, you see. I was to keep my blindness a secret, no matter what. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would.
She told us the truth in the beginning, when she said she saw nothing. Very well. Does the defense have anything to add?
I'd like to cross-examine. But what is there left to ask? There was one thing in her testimony that bothered me.
Perhaps it is best if we let you get it out of your system. Someday you'll come to understand the importance of thinking for yourself. Very well, the defense may proceed. However, be aware this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness.
Okay, there was one part that bothered me. Just let me ask about that and I'll be happy.
One part being I'm going to press everything anyway. It's actually the last statement, I believe.
So you don't know why you went blind?
I do not. I may have been born this way, in fact.
It's fruitless to attempt to pry into a past, and I might add it's a delicate subject. I'm not sure we can reasonably expect Mr. Justice to do anything delicately.
Hey, why I oughta take a deep breath and calm down.
What I am now is all that I have. It is enough, I think.
Aren't you nervous to hit the stage in your condition?
No, not at all, surprisingly. It felt natural, singing in front of everyone.
It's not something just anyone can do. She has talent, that much is quite clear. You might even say she is beloved by the gods of music.
Even without light, I live perfectly happy in my world of sound. If that is a talent, as you say, then I thank the gods responsible.
What about your PR model? Perhaps your music reminded him of the Borginian scenery?
No, it was quite the opposite.
The opposite?
According to my producer, my music has a certain global quality.
Global?
Multicultural, if you will, hard to pin to one region. When people listen to it, they picture the country closest to their hearts. Which is why my music has reached so many.
A lovely story.
Sounds like this producer might have known what he was doing after all.
My songs are nothing more than a white canvas. To me, the real landscape painter are the listeners. When I think of that, I do not mind how I am represented to the world so much. Yet, one thing quickly led to another.
Was that to protect your image as the landscape painter in sound?
That does not matter so much to me, really. But the label is quite concerned about it, I think.
A landscape painter who can't see, like a pianist who can't play, huh? Not sure you can compare your father to Lamiroir.
The world of commercial music is filled with these little white lies. Nothing is sacred when it comes to publicity.
When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Latouche?
Of course, he was my manager.
So he knew. That's what's been bugging me.
Nothing the matter, Mr. Justice. I believe I know what is bothering our young defense attorney. You are thinking of when you discovered the body, yes?
Is he right, Apollo? Yes, I was. He's alive. Mr. Latouche, can you hear me?
I am so tired of reading his lines. Cold. So cold. Witness.
You're cold? Don't worry, you're going to be fine. Help is on the way. Hang in there, Mr. Latouche. Tell me, who was the witness?
Rin.
Mr. Latouche told me to ask the witness, and he named you. Why would he do that? We're blind.
I don't know.
Tisk. What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself.
What?
There is no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think the last words once more. The witness, Siren. You've heard them many times, along with a little play acting by our defense. I remember them well myself, but that statement is not what I refer to. I mean what he said before that.
Or?
Ugh! Oh my god, I didn't even press anything, it just went automatically. That's right, he tried to tell you. When he said can't see, he wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about the witness. I see! Too bad the defense did not. Well, Herr Forehead, try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time. Look! Order! Recall Lamiroir's earlier testimony.
I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it.
But she couldn't have heard those gunshots. I thought we proved that. That is not the most important point here. The moment he was shot, Mr. Latouche witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as the witness? Ah.
But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots, and the man's voice.
Fortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. Already run a simulation, of course.
But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know it in an instant.
Your Honor! What is it, bailiff? Can't you see we're in session here? We have the results back from the investigation. The investigation? Ah, the Interpol number that Mr. Latouche left us. Well, let's hear it! We will continue this cross-examination afterward. Inspector Crescend, your report, please.
I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing.
Quick work as always, Darian. Well, tell us about the number. There's a defendant, a secret agent.
IPXX314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Latouche.
What?
Undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Latouche himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation. So when he wrote those letters, he was trying to tell us his own identity. Cautious killer tried to wipe them away. Mr. Latouche was an undercover Interpol agent. So him being Lamar's manager. That just a cover?
That was just a cover, most likely. One other important detail I found. Well, out with it. Concerns that 45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. Apparently, it belonged to Romain Latouche. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms, and the registration number on the revolver matched. So the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. It's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver.
The victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover op. I wonder how that ties into everything. Gotta tie in somehow, you think?
Yeah, somehow. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescent. It was a great help. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out.
Hold it! Wait!
Lamar? Is something the matter?
That voice just now.
Oh. Darian.
Mr. Darian, is it? It was him. I am sure of it.
It was him?
God's sake.
That voice I heard, talking to Mr. Latouche, when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darian.
Is this some kind of a joke? What?
No way.
Well, what a twist!
The courtroom fell into such a chaotic state. The trial had to be suspended temporarily. I'd never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day you get an accusation like that one. Fingering Darian Crescent. Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. It really have been his voice Lamar heard. Changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it. Hey, no ripping out now, Apollo.
Thanks, Trucy, for reading my mind. To be continued. We are so continuing. I am trying to figure this out. 7 minutes? We're not saving, just in case something happens. July 9th, 2:12 p.m. at the Right Anything Agency.
Hey, Apollo.
What?
Well, no. Actually, nothing. I mean, something. Or maybe not. Out with it. The suspense is giving me an ulcer. Oh, the trial today. I was thinking. Give it a score. What score would you give it?
Score? Gee. I guess I would, maybe... Well... I'm just as bad as you.
It's so vague.
Clearly. I avoided a guilty verdict, which is something. Though I can't say I'm any less confused about the case. I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. IPXX314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Latouche.
And the victim, Mr. Latouche. Who would have guessed he was actually an undercover Interpol agent?
I don't know. He looks like it.
Yes. We don't have any idea what he was investigating. Well, true, but we know who shot him now. Lamar told the whole court.
Wait! That voice just now. It was him. I am sure of it. That voice I heard, talking to Mr. Latouche, when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darian.
It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries.
I don't. Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Bright up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion.
Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Daddy around.
What, is he some kind of stray that just wanders in and out at will?
I wouldn't say that, but he has been going out a lot. Some top secret mission, he said.
Top secret?
Anyway, you can't just rely on him to save the day. And you've got me to help you. We'll be fine.
Fine. Right. Well, time's a-wastin', as they say.
Let's investigate. That's the spirit. Let's talk first. Darian did it, good lord. Mar dropped a bomb in court today. It was Darian. Mar said she never forgotten a voice, right? That's so cool. I guess. What's that called again? Elephant ears? I bet that's what they're called. I don't think that means what you think it means. She has to be wrong this time. Wrong? Why? I mean, look. Those gunshots were right during the concert. That's right. I was burning up the dance floor at that time. Did you happen to look up on stage? Yeah, Darian even? Bet I did. He is one of the Gavineer's guitarists, after all. He's so cool. Oh. Right. All the Gavineers have a rock-solid alibi. He couldn't have shot Mr. Latouche backstage. But Lamar heard him, didn't she? Darian backstage, right? Wrong or lying very badly here. Interpol agent. I was wondering, what is Interpol anyway? Huh? Interpol? They're the guys who catch international criminals. They just call them international police, instead of making up some silly name. Yeah. Anyway, you think he was investigating Lamar? What? Why would anyone do that? She's not a criminal, she couldn't be. Fooled by appearances is all I'm saying. But remember, I'm a magician, Apollo. I can spot a palm coin at 50 paces. Only it were that easy. In any case, we know he was working on something. I wonder if it was something that has something to do with something. A lot of something, and a lot of nothing. Something being our case. The last something, I mean. Something like that. Oh my god, so many somethings. The whole thing is making my head hurt. Up to? Ah, ha 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 ha! What? Trucy? Is that another one of your tricks? It wasn't me. I can't even make Mr. Hat laugh like that. It's that guy! Wherever the mundane gives the way to miracles, a word is whispered. Gamma ray. Hey, the other day. Eek! Who's there? Okay, Mr. Sneaky Cadoodle. What the heck? We didn't just imagine that, did we? He was wearing a silk hat. Friend of yours? Hardly. We meet again. Nice to meet you. Who are you? Stop smirking like that. Oh, it's you, Uncle Valent. Oh, Valent? He's your uncle? No, silly. It's the great Gamray, Valent Gamray. The Grand Magician. Yes, it is I, the great Valiant Gamray. As seen on television. Am I saying that right? Gamray? Grammary? Grammary? Please stop smirking like that. It's been a while, Miss Trucy. 7 years to be exact. My, how you've grown. Good to see you again, Uncle Valent. You look exactly the same. I hate to intrude, but what is the great magician doing paying us a visit? I believe it was you who wished to see me. So be quick with your questions. And do not quail, quake or quiver. I am quite tame. Though my stardom may sear the sight, I'm quite down to earth when need calls. He does have a certain aura to him, it's true. Let's ask him about the case, Apollo. Aura sure isn't lost on our magician in the making. She's practically drooling with enthusiasm. After all, Uncle Valent's one of Daddy's best friends. That's why I call him Uncle. What? Daddy? Mr. Wright? No, I mean... real Daddy. Father. That since he's here, let's present... Wabach! What's this? You would ask me for a miracle. Free of fee. Then what? Then thy wish to be grant... Okay, then thy wish be granted. Thy will be done. Thy evidence evicted into the aether. No evicting, please. magicians like this, I wonder?
Probably. Maybe. Okay. Well, actually, we are at the 30-minute mark now, aren't we? So I guess we'll continue on questioning Mr. Gamere, Uncle Gamere, in the next video. See you guys then.